on today's show.
Who had the better career night? Serge Ibaka in his return to OKC or Andrew Wiggins dropping 47 on the Lakers?
Up down on Oden being the NBA's biggest bust, OKC not handing out video tributes, and the Raptors changing their name.
And Dancing Mom is going to love our brand new edition of Weekend Whoopsies.
It's Monday, November 14th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast, joining us live right now on NBA TV, or a little bit later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Someone have a case of the Mondays?
To his right, it's the international man of mystery, taking that stash to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lele, it's coming in nice. And last, certainly not least, over there, it's the bearded one, Trey Kirby.
Hey
yo! TK, what do you got, bud?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters. And if you haven't seen it yet, the Golden State Warriors threw themselves a huge party over the weekend. And while I personally think we should be focusing on Zaza Pachulia's outfit, look at this guy. Going to the country club after, buddy? All anyone can talk about is the Warriors' super villains balloons. According to Steve Kerr, this was Steph Curry's idea. And quote, people make balloons and sell them in individual letters so that you can spell anything you want.
Wow.
If that's true, it brings us to today's question. What other balloon parties should a team throw? For instance, the Knicks could throw a no more triangle party, or the 76ers could throw a trust the process party, or the Cavs could even throw a thank you LeBron party. But we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter what other balloon parties should teams throw. Send us your best answers to hashtag the starters, and we'll hear from you later.
All right, get those tweets in. We got the up-down report where we weigh in on some hot button NBA topics, and we got, of course, brand new edition of Weekend Whoopsies. But we start with a little what you got. If you're new to the show, Trey's going to present us with some related topics from the weekend, and we have to determine the better choice. The catch is there's only one right answer, and that is according to the King of Hearts, Trey Kirby.
Look at that graphic, baby.
Yeah,
Yes, be the King of Hearts. Anyways, there are a couple of career nights in the NBA last night. Serge Ibaka returned to OKC for his first game against the Thunder, set a career high with 31 points, and hit the game-winning jumper. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, Andrew Wiggins knocked in 17 free throws on his way to a career-high 47 in a win against the Lakers. What was the better career night? Ibaka's 31 or Wiggins' 47? What you got?
Wow.
47 is incredible, but it was Serge Ibaka. That is what revenge game dreams are made of. You played 7 years there. You were the third fiddle. You often wanted more of a role on offense. It didn't come behind Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Then you get the game-winning play called for you.
Right.
It's ran for you. Frank Vogel says, all right, we got a decoy. Evan Fournier, this is what we're going to do. They think you're going to get the ball. Serge is going to get the ball. He's going to power up, ball fake. You don't see Serge Ibaka do this very often. That's a huge night for Serge.
Yeah, it's hard to go past that because it was such an important, emotional night for Serge Ibaka. But 47 from Andrew Wiggins, we are starting to see what this guy really is all about. He's teased us for these first couple of years. He had a career high just last week with 36, and we thought, wow, that's pretty impressive. Last night, 47. Okay, it was against the Lakers, but that was an important win for the Wolves because they've started off slowly, and they had to get that win. They had a huge lead. The Lakers came back, and then Andrew Wiggins came down. And he hit 17 free throws out of 22 attempts. You know,
that's exciting.
You know, I'm going to love a guy who gets the free throw line that often.
He loves his free throws. A lot of free throws, but 14 and 21. The mid-range was dropping there. The three-pointers chipped in a couple. This guy right now, he is on fire. And we talked about guys that may not make the All-Star game just because maybe their team's struggling and just because the West is loaded as it is. I picked either Towns or Wiggins, and I'll stand by that. One of these two guys, maybe both of them, may not make the All-Star game, and the numbers are going to be there. Because Wiggins, you're right, Lee, right now he is ranking among the NBA elite at both getting to the rim and also hitting the three-point shot, which is really, really crazy. For a guy that a lot of people had sort of already decided, well, yeah, he was the number one pick, we're already starting to look past him. I think a part of that was Towns and his explosion last year, but he's sort of backing in the mix here now, saying, no, I'm going to be one of the better two guards in the future here.
He's not falling in love with that jump shot, even though it's working. He's making sure that he's getting some good looks inside and using his athleticism and his length to really go and finish around the rim. That's got to be pleasing for Tom Thibodeau.
This is the perfect spot for him, being sort of the second guy behind Karl Anthony Towns. He doesn't have the franchise moniker on him and all that pressure because he's not that type of guy. This is the perfect scenario for Andrew Wiggins. I got to go with Serge Ibaka, though, because Andrew Wiggins banked home a 3 before halftime.
He laughed.
didn't
He
mean
laughed
to do
about
that.
it. He did laugh
definitely
about
did.
it.
Is he going to join the 50-point club this year?
I was going to say, I don't think we can count it out that he goes for 40 or 50 again this
Yeah,
year. Definitely.
for sure.
And
Jump on the Wolves bandwagon now. Yeah, it hasn't started great, but you want to go through
okay.
these growing pains.
Yeah.
They may not make the playoffs, but still, this is a team to watch.
This was a tough one. What's the answer here, Ibaka or Wiggins?
It's got to be Ibaka. Like Taz says, this was the ultimate revenge game. But moving on, trade winds are blowing early this season as a couple of All-Stars found their names in the mix. According to Brian Scalabrine, Klay Thompson might be available to a certain team in green, while in Sacramento after a 4-7 start. Rumor has it that this is finally the year DeMarcus Cousins gets moved. What's the juicier trade rumor? Klay Thompson or DeMarcus Cousins? What you got?
It's Klay Thompson. No, of course it's not. It's DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
There's no
It is.
juice. There's no
No.
juice with the Klay Thompson.
DeMarcus
rumor.
could actually
No
happen.
juice?
DeMarcus could happen.
Yeah.
It's
We've been saying this for 5 years, though, now.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's getting old. I'm having trouble watching this team with DeMarcus not leading. This team relies on him, needs him desperately to win basketball games, and to watch him slump around while mixing it in with incredible possessions where he shows incredible skills for a big man. But then he'll go to the bench and put his hands in his head. I watched him in person Halloween night, and the boogie irked me because it was gross to watch how from one possession he'll take it from 3-point line, throw it down on you with the left hand. Amazing. The next possession, just kind of slumping around and not being a leader on that team. That team so desperately needs him. I don't know where you go from here because you're not going to get the value back in return for DeMarcus Cousins. You just opened a new building. How do you trade him? It doesn't really make sense logically, but it's been a very long time.
Anything they get back, though, is better than nothing if he walks in 2 years' time. And that's what the Kings have got to be weighing up right now. Right now, his trade value is declining slowly each day because teams just know that he's going to walk. He's not staying there in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Trade him now while you can.
Yeah, whether or not Cousins eventually ever does get traded, the question here is between Klay and DeMarcus, and you got to go with DeMarcus because the Klay one is a joke.
Yes.
It's a joke. Brian Scalabrine started this rumor on Twitter because he read it on some sort of fake website. He saw that this is what he said. This is what he's come out and said. So it's like, it's completely false. And this is just because the Warriors, even though they're not struggling at all, they're 8-2. People are just looking for anything here. They're like, oh, I don't know, Klay's under 20 points per game.
Yeah.
We better freak out, even though he's been on fire the last 4 games after starting the season slowly. I mean, he's shooting 57% from the floor, 54% from 3, averaging 23 plus over the last 4. So he's back. He's getting shots. I mean, this one's
It's just a coincidence that Scalabrine thinks he would look good in Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's very convenient. That's very, very convenient.
They didn't trade him 2 years ago when all those rumors came up
Yeah,
for Kevin Love.
for
They
Kevin
go
Love,
they
yeah.
go win a championship. Klay is the perfect guy to have besides Steph to be that defensive presence. Kevin Durant's got to worry about the defensive backboards and blocking the rim and protecting the rim, something they don't have with Andrew Bogut. Klay is just a perfect fit there. There's no way he's going anywhere.
Yeah, I believe that. All right, what's the correct answer? It's got to be Cousins just being the juicier one, right?
Yeah, it's DeMarcus Cousins. Like you guys are saying, Brian Scalabrine found his rumor on a website that said the supermoon is going to kill us.
Wait, the supermoon happened last night.
The supermoon happened, and we're all
still
still
here.
here.
Okay, we're still good. Okay,
All right,
good.
moving on. We saw everything the Warriors hoped to be on a single double-ender last night. It started on defense when Kevin Durant swatted away a Devin Booker dunk attempt, igniting a fast break that ended with, surprise, a deep, swirly Stephen Curry three-pointer. What was the better highlight within a highlight? Durant's block or Curry's three? What you got?
I think it's the defense. I think it's the block. The chase down
the
block.
D,
That
yeah.
was nice, right? Curry, maybe it's just because we're so used to Curry pulling up from 30 feet and splashing one. But Durant has been playing great defense this year. We saw it in the playoffs last year, and this was just another example. He's had at least one block in every game this year for the Warriors, and that was huge.
LeBron had the chase down block in Game 7 against this Golden State Warriors team. This is a symbol that we're wiping away that memory. That memory's gone, right? No, it's not. But Kevin Durant, I guess it's sort of symbiotic of that beautiful, beautiful block that LeBron did. Kevin Durant's got to be that type of guy for this team because they don't have that defensive presence.
Poor Devin Booker. That was the easiest 2 points he was ever going to get in his life. And Kevin Durant comes and just pops it out of his way.
Okay, so we all agree it's Durant's block.
Yeah, we all agree. It's definitely
There it
Durant's
is.
block. Like you're saying, the Steph Curry three, it's boring at this point seeing the guy make one from 30 feet.
Nice jerseys, though.
We can all do it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, we got to take a break. Lots more still to come on the starters tonight when we come back. Is Greg Oden the biggest bust in NBA history? We'll talk about that and a whole lot more in the Up Down report.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Back with the starters, right into the up-down report where we figure out where the four of us stand on some hot-button NBA topics. We ask you to do the same at home. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's as simple as that. Our first one, guys, Greg Oden, the number 1 pick in the 2007 NBA draft, made headlines last week for calling himself the biggest bust in NBA history. Kevin Durant, who went one spot after Greg, he doesn't agree with him at all. In fact, KD called the whole thing nonsense. It's a little interesting here. Are you up or down on the idea of Greg Oden being the biggest bust, like he said he is in NBA history?
Nah.
Everybody's down.
Strong.
It's tough to hate on a guy whose body let him down.
And that's what Durant has said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he earned that number 1 pick. He was a fantastic college player. He played his last year in college with a broken hand and still dominated. So you can see why teams wanted to have him, but his body just wasn't able to support his NBA career.
And he was legitimately great when he was ever actually able to be on the court. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 2.5 blocks per 36 minutes. He would have been great.
That's
it's
good.
just like
Yeah.
we're saying, he kept getting hurt and hurt and hurt. It's more sad than anything.
Yeah.
If you're going to define a guy by the term bust, he has to be able to play on the floor and just not live up to expectations. Jay Williams isn't a bust. Greg Oden isn't a bust. A guy like Darko Milicic, he's a bust. I think
He's really into box kicking or whatever it's called.
Sure. Yeah, he's really into pouring beer into tattoos
Yeah,
on
I've
his
seen
body.
it.
But he
I'm saying he
had-
could beat you up, I guess is what I'm saying.
100%,
Yeah.
of course. But he had some serious expectations when he came to the league because he was drafted in front of Melo, Wade, and Bosch. And he impressed everybody in his workout. Joe Dumars absolutely adored watching him. But Joe Dumars wasn't the only one fooled. Everybody was fooled in 2003.
Right.
And he came onto the scene and just wasn't that good. And if you get drafted in front of those 3 guys, to me, you're the biggest
You
bust.
do forget, though, that he played nearly 500 games and dragged his career out for 10 years. So,
Yeah, he dragged it.
yeah, I mean, he wasn't a total
Yeah, no,
bust.
Started 200 games. That's
Yeah.
why, to me, the guy who's going to go down in history as the biggest bust is Anthony Bennett. It started bad. People were shocked that he was even drafted number 1. Then he missed his first 16 shots in the league. He's on his 4th team in 4 years, and he's the first number 1 pick to ever play in the D-League. It also took him 33 games to ever score double figures, 3 times longer than any number 1 pick.
You don't care that he's only 23 still and could still obviously
He's
carve out
barely,
an
he's
NBA
barely
career.
a net.
He should
is the
still be.
problem.
I understand. You're right.
He should
But-
still be in his rookie contract.
The problem I have with this idea is, were there expectations for Anthony Bennett? I know he got picked number 1, but that draft was crazy bad.
True.
It didn't turn out to be that bad when you have guys in the teens like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Project Steven Adams, CJ McCollum turning out really great. But behind him, the picks were Oladipo, Otto Porter, Cody Zeller, Alex Len. It wasn't a great
Right.
draft. Then Michael Carter-Williams, Rookie of the Year, gets traded. Yeah, it was just an odd. That draft
It was a
really
bad
odd.
draft, but he was the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
That's the number
Sure.
1 bad.
You get labeled.
We're all
Pardon,
agreeing.
Yanni?
We're all agreeing for Greg Oden not to be so hard on himself, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're not a piece of space stage titanium, Greg Oden. Don't be so hard on yourself. All right, moving on here. Shout out to Bob Duca. Last night, the Thunder recognized Serge Ibaka when he returned to OKC as an opponent, but there was no video tribute for the franchise leader in blocks. In fact, according to Josh Robbins of the Orlando Sentinel, the Thunder's team policy is to not show video tributes for any of the ex-players when they come back. Are you up or down on OKC just deciding to never give a video tribute to a player coming back? I'm thumbs down.
I'm with it.
I would like to know when this became a policy. Was it after Kevin Durant
Right.
signed with the Golden State Warriors? Because that's really going to be the test. Sam
definitely
Presti,
true.
as the general manager, he was very classy handling how Kevin Durant left, saying, don't hate on him. He had 9 great years here. So when he comes back,
February 11th, I believe it is.
when he comes back, is he going to ignore what Kevin Durant contributed to that franchise?
They honor
like it.
they honor the player. They say, "Hey, Serge Ibaka, thank you for your time." They just don't put a video tribute together.
Right.
And I like that they don't give it to absolutely everyone because they're the OKC Thunder. They haven't had anyone to give it to.
An MVP is coming back.
Well, from this point,
Yep.
at this point, they've had no one to give it to. Jeff Green, James Harden, who played there
but I
for
mean-
3
Yeah, that's
years.
why I'm with Tess. I agree. We have too many video tributes in the first place. Cron Butler got one for playing 50 games for the Mavs
Yeah,
a few
that's
years
fair.
ago.
That's fair.
And this really saves the Thunder decisions because a guy like Serge Ibaka, he probably would have got one. He was traded away. Wasn't really his decision to leave. Whereas Kevin Durant, how are you not going to give him a video tribute if you give Serge Ibaka one? It's kind of an awkward scenario for them. So if you say none at all, you're living the life.
Yeah, but
You get applause. It's not like they boo the guy. It's just that they didn't get the marketing
the
staff
gloves
to
are off.
put together.
What's wrong with the nice 1.5, 2 minute video at the end of a
nothing-
timeout
there's
like we
nothing
saw
wrong
with
with it.
Wade the other night?
And again, I think you have to always be prepared to bend the rules for someone like Kevin Durant, who put that franchise on the map.
I
Took him to
agree.
the finals, several Western Conference finals, continual All-Star, All-NBA. He deserves recognition.
In the grand scheme of things, it's really it's pointless in a way, like the tribute. But at the same time, like players are seeing that, right? I'm
Yeah.
not saying players for other teams across the city. Like it comes into play a tiny bit. Like oh, what's that organization like?
Exactly.
Are they classy? Or are they putting something together like that? Are they respect? I think that comes into play a little bit. Let's hear what people think. All right, final one here, guys. On Saturday, the Raptors looked a little bit different as they honored the oft-forgotten Huskies, a team that played just one season back in 1946-47. Lee, remember that season? The Raps rocked a blue Huskies jersey, and they had the sick throwback court, which looked pretty nice.
It was very nice.
Some people loved it, Tass, which is why I want to know, are you up or down on the idea of the Raptors permanently changing from the Raptors to the Huskies?
Once upon a time, it may have worked, but not now when they're good.
They're good. I'm with you, buddy.
When it was the dark ages, when they switched from the ugly jerseys that are now beautiful throwbacks, those dark days, sure, but not now when they're good. It doesn't make any sense.
You guys are loving it.
I love those uniforms, although it looks like they're wearing a belt in the shorts.
Yeah,
So
that's the
it's
best
cool.
part. Let's bring belts back, change the name. I like that it matches the Blue Jays and the Leafs as well.
Yeah. See, I don't want them to have anything to do with the Leafs. The red and white is nice. It's Canada's team. Let's hear from the people, though. We got to take a break. When we come back, Weekend Whoopsies. Back with the starters, we asked you earlier in the show, what's another balloon party a team should throw? You guys hit us up on Twitter, #thestarters. Trey.
Yeah, our first one comes from Dylan, but about 1 million people submitted it. The Cavs should throw a Warriors blew a 3-1 lead party.
cruel.
I didn't know that was coming. Sergio says the Lakers would go with I love basketball. Could definitely see that.
Oh, yeah, I like
My favorite comes from Justin. The Knicks should spell pooper team. That's the gift that keeps on giving, Skeets. Shout out to that pooper team.
The Knicks got to turn it around. They're going to be
That's
called
right.
the Pooper team all season long. All right, let's get to some Weekend Whoopsies. A whole lot of bloopers from the past weekend.
Speak of the poopers, here come the
boy.
New York Knicks. The Knicks are struggling this season. They have won 33% of their games. If only they hit 33% of their shots on this sequence. They hit 0.
Great rebounding.
Yeah, that's it.
Justin
Leading
Holiday doing some work down there. All right. Yeah.
Set it up.
Set it
Slow it
up. Let's
down.
miss another shot.
Here we go. Oh, no!
Oh, no. All right. During Friday night's matchup between the Sixers and Pacers, the Philly faithful tried their hand at the Mannequin Challenge. Hall of Famer Allen Iverson, though, didn't practice enough, guys. Just started moving. Whoops.
That's a great one. Clippers, Raymond Felton left hanging here. Jamal Crawford with a full about 15-second handshake with Allen Anderson. Raymond just wants a love.
No, sorry, bro.
Nothing. Marcin Gortat is going to take the charge in the Wizards-Cavs game. Nice. All right, who's going to help him up?
Just waiting.
Anybody?
Just waiting.
Oh, we got the Mop Boy. Thanks, Mop Boy. Like, this is crazy.
I love the legs crossed.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just staying here. Fine.
I'm telling you, there are problems in that locker room. They can't even inbound the ball. Marcin Gortat here. How many times have they not been able to inbound the last 2 years?
3 of them down there, too.
It's happened many times.
Saturday night, Emmanuel Mudiay. Not a great sequence here. Loses the ball. Okay, we're going the other way. No. We're going to get it back. Don't worry, Nuggets. Here you go. It's all you, Mudiay. Oh, he tries the rondo. Boudier. Manuel Boudier there.
This Dwayne Wade flop is incredible. Watch him here towards the top. Gets touched. He gets touched by Jason Smith in the back and just goes down hard. Now, maybe he got a nerve in the spine there.
Maybe.
I don't know. Looks like a flop to me.
If it looks like a flop, it smells like a flop. It's a flop. A couple missed dunks. Classic whoopsies. First up, Karl Anthony Towns.
Would have been a good dunk.
Yeah, it would have really been. He goes flying into the stanchion there. Even better, though, Spencer Hawes all alone. Oh, misses it, and then it goes off the man bun. Spencer Nas. Look at Jeremy Lamb's reaction here. He can't believe it. Oh, no! Hawes!
After Wiggins' big game, Zach LaVine just trying to have some fun, show a little love to him, but Andrew Wiggins, he can't handle it. It's just too cold.
He's got the best smile in the NBA. Sure.
Oh, yeah. Sunday, Steph Curry is going to do what Steph Curry does. Hit a 3. Falls over, though, and then Dudley sort of takes him out, but we're not done here. Here comes Brandon Knight. Oh! Slaps him on the head. Once, one sun on him. Okay, we're good. Trying to get the foul call. Sit down. Sit down.
This is the definition of a weekend whoopsie, IMO. If you look it up in the dictionary, you'll see this. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Marvin Williams is taking a little spill there. It looked like it was
the leg
planned.
there by Kevin Young, maybe?
Leg sweeper.
And finally, on Sunday, the Cavs had fans compete in a real-life version of the popular board game Hungry Hungry Hippos.
This is awesome.
This isn't even a whoopsie. We just love it.
Yeah. What's next? Operation?
Oh, that'd be dangerous.
Shoots and ladders?
Where'd they get those costumes? We need one of those for the pick and payoff.
Yeah.
All right, so there it is. Pink Hippo wins. Pink Hippo always wins. The board is sort of warped. Always went to Pink Hippo.
We had a wedgie this weekend, folks. It was a quick one. We missed it.
What?
But people out there saw it. It was so quick. You guys are great on Twitter. Gets caught right there.
Whoa,
Right there.
whoa.
There was a jump ball afterwards. It was absolutely a wedgie. It's official. It's officially our eighth wedgie of the season.
All right.
Eight.
Although we're slowing down a little bit because it was our first one in a while. As you see on the left, we had 44 last year.
Yeah.
Last week we had 7 because we were flying out of the gate. We were projected to get to 100, but it slowed down, so we're now only projected to get to 73 this season.
Hey, 73. It's over 50.
That's more than 50.
That's all we want,
According
baby.
to the numbers, it's still more than 50.
We're not greedy. We just want 50. All right, we got to take one more break. When we come back, Lili's very solid play of the weekend.
That's correct.
All right, going back. Back with the starters, tonight's pick'em payoff game. It's Thunder at Pistons. We're split on this one. Trey and Tass have Detroit. Lee and I have OKC. Word on the street is Andre Drummond.
Questionable.
Questionable.
Word on the
Some
street
say
is
doubtful.
guys pick it up when their star is out.
It's Boban time!
Where are we going, Lee?
We're going back to Friday night for this beauty from Isaiah Thomas. A corker, as Trey said before the show. And look at that beautiful bounce pass through to Kelly Olynyk.
Is this a corker?
It is, and his man bun's working beautifully. And that's what I call a very solid play.
And that stash is
Yeah,
working beautifully.
it's
Get
looking
all
good.
over that stash. Watch 2016. Lee raising money for a good cause. Movember.com. Search for him on
$3,000.
Movember.com.
We cracked $1,200 just on the weekend alone.
Awesome.
Nice.
Guys,
Wow.
we really, really appreciate it. Keep the donations coming. Yes, he looks like Merv.
Uncle Merv Hughes.
Cool.
Why are we showing this? Who knows?
We just love Merv.
We just love Merv. And we love squeezing things into the show that we couldn't find another spot for, so it's time for the thing we'd really like to squeeze in here. You know when you're in the gym and you just toss up balls like really high, see if they go down? That's what Julius Randle did. And it went in. This is in a game.
That's a nice touch.
Beauty touch. Power forward. Squeezing it in.
Having a good season.
Good stuff, guys. Tomorrow, it's the Starters Twitter show live on Twitter. It just makes sense. 11 a.m. Eastern on Twitter. Again, where is it? Twitter. Find us. It'll be a lot of fun. Tonight on NBA TV, Sixers, Rockets. Coverage begins at 7:30 with the Auto Trader pregame, so stick around, guys.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We will see you tomorrow. And remember, you're always on your way to something better.
Brace the night, people.